Hello friends, so today we are going to talk about the next topic after the menstrual cycle. The topic is fertilization and implantation. So let us begin with this topic. And so as we say fertilization and implantation, the first thing that comes in this is copulation. Copulation when a male and female undergoes intercourse, right? And the male deposits the sperms into the vagina of female. We call this term as insemination, right? So first of all, what happens is insemination occurs. Means what? The sperm is ejaculated into the vagina of female, and how many sperms? You need to remember the number. It's 200 to 300 million sperms is ejaculated per ejaculation into the vagina of females. After that, we will see how the fertilization is taking place. Now, the very most important event over here is what? The time when ejaculation has taken place, at the same time, the secondary oocyte should be released. Means what? There should be synchronization when the sperm is entering into the body and the ovaries or the secondary oocyte is released. So then and only then the fertilization can take place. And we have seen that the ovulation is taking place after 10 to 17 days, amidst the gap of 10 to 17 days of the menstrual cycle. So there is the maximum chances that the female can get pregnant or she can conceive. Further, so what is fertilization? I'll just give you a hint over here that this is what I have drawn is a one-sided structure of uterus, fallopian tube and ovary. So let's say that the ova is released in the form of secondary oocyte, right? Over here it is released and the sperm is entering from here, right? So as soon as the sperm enters from here and the ova is released, what will happen? The sperm will travel through all this region. Means what? From the cervix, it will enter into the uterus. From where it will enter into the fallopian tube and it will come where? Exactly it will come to the ampullary junction. Ampulla, right? The swollen end. We know that is known as ampulla. So, where the meeting of sperm and ova takes place? It takes place at the ampullary region. Okay, so it gets fertilized where? At the ampullary region. But the most important thing is what? That the ova must be released right at that point. Then and only then it can result into fertilization. So, remember that the fertilization takes place at the ampullary region of fallopian tube. Further, if we understand like what is fertilization, so we already know that fertilization is when male gametes fuses with the female gamete, or male gamete fertilizes the female gamete. Both are haploid and results into a structure diploid, which is what you call it as zygote. And this is what you call it as fertilization. So this is the diagram. So after fertilization, zygote is formed, zygote divides further and it forms certain structures. We will be seeing all these structures over here. So this is the basic idea how is fertilization taking place. Now next is, I've written over here, the sperm is entering into the vagina through the cervix, uterus and it enters to the ampulla region of fallopian tube. So let us understand further that we know that this is what? Secondary oocyte, and we have seen the structure of secondary oocyte in oogenesis, that it is having a layer of corona radiata cells. There is a thin membrane, we call it as pre-vitelline membrane. In your textbook it is mentioned the space between two membrane and they have written it as pre-vitelline space, right? So this is what I am explaining you is a structure of ova. So it does have a cell surrounded, we call it as corona radiata cells, pre-vitelline membrane, and inside this structure is known as the secondary oocyte. Now you will be having a question that why we don't call it as ovum. The reason we don't call it as ovum is what? It is yet the second maturation division is not completed. And when I was teaching you oogenesis, I told you that when the sperm enters and the sperm starts to fertilize this secondary oocyte, at that point the metaphase, that is the second resting phase, is getting completed. So that is what I have already told you when I taught you in the previous lecture oogenesis. Now the sperm had is known as acrosome and it consists of enzyme hyaluronidase, very important. So it actually contains many enzymes, but one of the important enzyme is hyaluronidase. So this hyaluronidase present in the acrosome is released and it will break this wall of corona radiata and the head and the middle piece of the sperm will enter inside, right? So this much portion, tail remains outside only and the head and the middle piece enters inside. Now as soon as the head and middle piece enters the secondary oocyte, the secondary oocyte completes the second maturation division. That is, it was resting at metaphase 2, so that is completed over here, right? So it is getting completed over here, and then what does it forms? So when when the sperm and middle piece and what you can say head enters inside it because of the enzyme hyaluronidase, what will happen? In this itself, ovum and second polar body is released. The first polar body was released during oogenesis, so the second polar body is released over here. Remember this, right? So after that, ovum is getting fertilized by the sperm. So it results into the fertilization process. I hope it is very much clear to you. Remember that head and middle piece enters. At that point, the secondary oocyte completes its second maturation division, right? And then the fertilization is taking place. Once fertilization is taking place, there are certain changes taking place into that fertilized ovum. Its wall becomes so very thick that it does not allow the other sperm to get into the ovum and fertilizes it anymore. So remember that you can say that here no more entry of any other sperm is allowed into the ovum, and that drastic changes occur right after fertilization. So once the fertilization is done, the next point is sex determination. Now what do you mean by sex determination? What will be the sex of the upcoming child? Whether it will be a male या फीमेल, मतलब लड़का होगी या लड़की होगी, ये कौन डिटरमाइन करता है? तो हमें पता ही है कि ये डिटर्मिनेशन टोटली मेल पे डिपेंड करता है, फादर पे डिपेंड करता है. वी आर ऑल अवेयर ऑफ दैट, राइट? बिकॉज फादर हैज टू टाइप ऑफ गैमेट्स, एक्स एंड वाई, whereas the female has only XX gamete. So अगर फादर के स्पर्म में Y क्रोमोसोम है तो चांसेस है कि बेटा हो. अगर फादर के क्रोमोसोम में फादर के स्पर्म्स में व्हाट वी कैन से अगर Y क्रोमोसोम नहीं है और X है तो डेफिनेटली इट विल बी अ गर्ल चाइल्ड. So having a boy or a girl does not depend upon a female. वो मदर पे नहीं डिपेंड करता, it depends upon the father. So here right में कौन सा स्पर्म कैसा स्पर्म फर्टिलाइज कर रहा है, that is being determined by the sperm type. So sex, child का जो gender है that totally depends upon the father. Okay, well, so we have seen that. Now we will start with the embryonic development. So this is all about fertilization. Now let us start about the embryonic development. Now we have seen that the zygote is formed. Now this zygote is what? Zygote is diploid. Right? Zygote is diploid. Now it undergoes mitosis. Mitosis means what? It starts dividing, and that division is known as cleavage. Right? And it occurs at what location? It occurs at the isthmus of the fallopian tube. Now you can see that I have drawn over here that let's say here zygote is formed. So this zygote will undergo division into like D, E, F, G, H stage, and H is the stage where implantation has occurred. तो ये इसके different stages देखेंगे हम. Now what happens over here? Zygote divides by mitosis. It becomes 2-cell stage. Then it becomes 4-cell stage. Now what are the cells inside zygote called? Important. They are known as blastomere. What are they called? They are known as blastomere. Okay. So zygote divides, it forms 2-cell blastomere, 4-cell blastomeres are formed, and then 8-cell blastomeres, and then 16-cell. So it keeps on dividing mitotically and the numbers of cell increases. When it becomes from 8 to 16 cell stage, it is known as morula stage. Remember, very important. zygote जब डिवाइड होता ही रहता है तो उसके अंदर जो सेल्स बनते हैं वो सेल्स को हम कहते हैं ब्लास्टोमियर्स, जो मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा है. और 8 सेल और 16 सेल स्टेज के जो ब्लास्टोमियर्स का जो ग्रुप होता है, दैट इज व्हाट यू कॉल इट एज मोरूला. वी कॉल इट एज मोरूला. फर्दर, so this is known as morula. So further we can say that this morula differentiate into a structure called blastocyst. Now what is blastocyst? So blastocyst will have one layer of cells on the outer side and there would be cells, group of cells in the center. We call it as inner mass of cells, and this outer layer of the cells is known as trophoblast. So outer cells are known as trophoblast and inner cell mass is known as is located in the center, whereas there is one cavity over here and this cavity is known as blastocell, and that is why we call this stage as blastocyst. Remember that stage is known as blastocyst. The surrounding cells are known as trophoblast, which have inner mass of cells and a small cavity called blastocell. So this stage is known as blastocyst. Where is it located? It is located near the upper part of uterus. So it will come and will be located over here. So we have seen that embryonic development takes place by cleavage, blastulation, that is formation of blastocyst. Now what is blastocyst? Let us understand once again. We know that blastocyst has an outer layer of the cells. We call it as trophoblast, right? So these are the outer cells and we call them as trophoblast cells. And there are some inner mass of cells. Let's say these are inner mass. So this inner mass of cells will differentiate into, so this inner mass will form embryo and this trophoblast cells will cause implantation. Okay, implantation means what? That it will stick to the endometrial lining and there is a cavity over here. This cavity is known as blastocell. Right. So this stage, when it is formed from the zygote to this stage, we call it as blastulation. So blastocyst is formed. Now this blastocyst get adhere or gets implanted. So let's say I'm drawing this as a part of let's say this is uterus, which I have drawn over here. So this blastocyst will come over here, right? And it will get adhere to the endometrial lining. So which will get adhere? The outer blastocyst cells will form villi-like structure and it will get adhered to the endometrium. Endometrium के साथ वो ऐसे चिपक जाएगा वो, क्योंकि trophoblast cells will secrete proteolytic enzymes which will break this endometrial wall and it will get stick to this, and this inner mass of cell will start forming the embryo, right? So it will result into the formation of embryo. So this is how you can say that implantation will occur. So implantation occurs in the endometrium, and I have written already that the trophoblast cells will penetrate to the endometrium, right? And the inner mass of the cells will form the embryo. Trophoblast cells will cause the projection-like structure, and this projection-like structure is known as chorionic villi. This will later on, along with one more structure, this will later on form placenta. Anyways, this is from later on, so we will see that in the next topic, that is known as gastrulation. So once the embryo is getting implanted, let me tell you that, sorry, once the blastocyst is getting implanted, you can say that yes, now the female is pregnant. So after implantation, the female is considered to be as a pregnant female. Okay. After the gastrulation occurs, and what is gastrulation? So gastrulation is formation of embryonic disc formation. So that is what you call it as gastrulation. So let us understand what do you mean by gastrulation. Now, we can say that once this blastocyst is implanted, so after implantation, what happens? The inner mass of cells results into the formation of embryonic disc, right? So it will form embryonic disc, and this phase is what you call it as gastrulation. So embryonic disc is formed, and it is composed of, it is formed of ectoderm. Then ectoderm, we know that it is the outer layer. Then comes the mesoderm, we call it as the middle layer, and the endoderm, we call it as the inner layer. So formation of this three germinal layer is what you call it as gastrulation. So this much, when the embryonic disc is formed, this is known as gastrulation. After this, the tissues from these three layers, tissues are formed. So let us write tissues are formed. So from ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, you can say that epithelial tissue is formed. Then again from mesoderm, connective tissue and muscle tissue is formed. Whereas from ectoderm, the nervous tissue is formed. So this is what you can say that now the fetus has started developing, and it is one of the phases of pregnancy, right? So after this topic we will be discussing about pregnancy, that is duration of 9 months together. But this is just an introductory part of that. From these tissues, what is formed? Organs are formed. From these organs, organ system is formed. And from this, a complete fetus is formed after the duration of 9 months. When 9 months get completed, a complete fetus is formed. So all this process is what you call it as pregnancy, right? Which is also called as gestation. So do not get confused between gastrulation and gestation. So this is the basic concept or the topic of fertilization and implantation. That even includes the embryonic development. So this is how you can say that the embryo starts developing. So this is about the topic.